Mark, what's your general summary of tonight's game?
I'm really disappointed with it. I think, from minimal in possession of the football to start the game, we looked like we could hurt them. We could really look like we could hurt them. But sometimes in football matches, either a loss of a duel or certainly tonight with Sinclair Armstrong showing his physical power, it sort of put us on the back foot, which was, certainly unlike us, certainly unlike anything that I've seen previously. But change the shape, change personnel, trying to give people game time, but it's not that really. It was about giving people a bit of a breather to try and come back from playing all the games, junior particularly. Again, the injuries cost us, and it sort of affects the balance of the squad, which I've got to try and find a balance, and tonight I didn't. I failed to do it. So it meant that we ended up spending quite a bit of time, certainly in the second half really though, on the back foot rather than being in control of the game. And even at 1-0 down at half time, there should have been enough in the first half to show that we could go and hurt them if we moved the ball quicker. So for me, from half time, it was more about trying to create some opportunities by moving the ball a lot faster and having that, being on the front foot a little bit more rather than allowing them to dictate just with running. Just running. That's all they had. And from my perspective, there are players in our dressing room that can play the game a lot better than they've played it and shown that they've demonstrated this evening. But first and foremost, you've got to win your duels. Secondly, you've got to match their runs, and then we've got to try and impose our game on them and create some opportunities. And the biggest disappointment for me is we had more possession than them tonight, but didn't do anything with it. So it's the intent with the possession that we've got to try and be better with. And the fact that we've not had any shots on goal is really, really disappointing. And the people that have come all the way down to Bristol to follow the team, they deserve more than that. They do deserve more than that, and that's been, that's the disappointment for me tonight. Look, I'm the manager of the team. I take responsibility for everything, and I take responsibility for that performance tonight. But I'll also take responsibility when it turns around and we start to get some better performances which lead to better results. But like I said, we've got to turn things around pretty quickly, because that wasn't up to any sort of championship level where you're going to get anything from a game.
What are your thoughts on the two goals, in particular the timing of the first one?
Regardless of the timing of the goals, the fact that we've not done anything to sort of hurt them, which didn't dissuade them from coming forward. We had a little bit of the ball in the middle of the pitch. We had a little bit of ball at the back. But to try and get through them, you've got to work the back line, and you've got to be prepared to run. And it didn't look like we could get the ball into positions for our forwards, other than in wide areas where we got some crosses into the box. They headed the ball out. They changed shape. We changed shape. We looked at trying to get a little bit more into it. We've got players. Obviously, Ali's had a little bit of on about 55 minutes. He started to slow down because that's where he's at physically. So we're looking to try and navigate our way through that, but that isn't any excuse for any of the players. If you're going to play for Stoke City, you know what that means. That you have to do, and the minimum level that you've got to perform at, and we did below that, way below that tonight, and that's something that can't happen.
Move on quickly now to Saturday's game against Swansea. How are you turning around the squad in such a short turnaround?
Well, they've got to recover. They've got to recover quickly, and we've got to get at it again on Saturday, because in front of our own support, they'll feel the wrath of them if we don't, and rightly so. First and foremost, win your tackles, win your duels. Go and put everything on the line for the people that are paying their hard-earned money to come and watch it. That's a given. It should be a given. So that can't happen again. We've got to make sure that we also perform a little bit better, and we look like we want to go and score a goal or two.